You don't gotta be, you ain't gotta wear,
Right.
you know what I mean?
You don't gotta do that code switch.
You don't gotta do that in order to tell your story.
I don't know about that.
You
You
know,
could be neutral.
we got some, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm happy to work with you all, and I'm looking forward to
This opportunity.
They've been pumped. They've been pumped.
We just gotta figure out what we're gonna do with our checks.
Wait till you see this area, like each area.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take it from here, Tim.
Well, I got you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Always, man.
All right, yeah.
Always.
All about my money, get my Glock and turn my higher than a bitch, I'm off the oil, they don't get it. Running up my money, I'm getting my money, I'm talking my chicken. Bitch be talking that shit, but whole time told that bitch to listen. Running up this shit, but whole time ain't no competition.
Party started, but before we start, I want to say a special shout out to Cinequip for allowing us to use this facility, their venue. Big shout out to New Justice Project for also sponsoring. We got Northside Funders Group that sponsored as well. Minnesota Film and TV, and then we can't forget about Penumbra, who also sponsored this event. So can we please get a round of applause? Yes, all of that would not be possible without our sponsors, so we are appreciative to you guys. And I just want to say, give a round of applause for yourselves again. Like, you can be anywhere on a Saturday night, and you chose to come and be with us and try to further your career. So we're gonna get this thing started.
And Catalyst Story.
And Catalyst Story! Woo! They didn't put it on the flyer, so I just making me look bad, making me feel like Steve Harvey out here. All right, but we're about to get this thing started. We have a very, very, very special guest with us today, man. It's not every day that you actually get to hear from the mayor of any city in general, but he came busy scheduled to come and talk to us about just inclusivity in the projects that he's working on to make sure that we as film or entertainment are actually being seen. We as minorities are actually being seen. So if you can put your left hand and your right hand together, and I need y'all to give a big round of applause for Mayor Jacob Frey!
Well, everybody, first give it up for Juice Sutton. Unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Well, it is so good to be here with all of you in Cinequip, and what an amazing facility. Kind of a gem in the city that so many people don't get to see on the regular, and they don't know that this incredible space with these incredibly creative people are here, and that's what this remix is all about. It's about acknowledging who you are and the amazing talent that is in this room right now. I first want to start out by attempting at least to make a personal connection to what Juice just mentioned. Juice, of course, is this stand-up comedian extraordinaire. I attempted, being the key word, stand-up comedy while I was in college. Yeah. Let me give you an idea of how bad I was. 50% of the time was mediocre, like I would get a few laughs here and there. The other 50% of the time, my own friends were hiding their faces and leaving the room and pretending like they didn't know me. I had a character, which I won't get into in depth. Oh no. This is not on the speech here, that was prepared for me. The character's name was Hans Freisner. So my parents, my whole family is involved in the entertainment industry with the exception of me. My parents were professional modern ballet dancers. My grandparents were musicians. My sister is an artist out in California. My brother does some hippie thing up in the mountains in Puerto Rico. So, the bottom line is I'm the boring one of the family. But this character, Hans Freisner, my parents lived in the Netherlands for a long time because they danced at the Netherlands Dance Theater. And so I thought that I got to be really good at doing this Dutch accent, which I promise you I will not do for you tonight. You guys have to keep your food down and your drinks down, so it's horrible. I don't know where I'm going with this right now.
It'd be like that.
Let me kind of get to what I actually want. Maybe they're second or third. But number one, Black women, specifically. Black women. Starting businesses, keeping businesses going, running with great ideas, becoming entrepreneurs, and going to be the next gigantic CEOs that we all need to be rallying around and we hope will someday hire us. It's black women.
All right.
And so we need to be investing in black women.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It's not to exclude immigrants or anybody else, to be clear, but we need to be investing in black women because the number of businesses that they're creating, if we can just keep them going, support them through customer base, make sure they're supported with public dollars, make sure our procurement practices are in line, then we're going to do a whole lot of good. And, you know, specifically in this industry, excuse me, we're going through some gigantic changes right now. You know, I was listening to the daily podcast, is that New York Times daily podcast? You're familiar with it? The other day. And this long-term, 25-year film critic. His name is A.O. Scott. Anybody know who that is? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Big-time film critic just said, you know what, we're calling it a day. And I honestly had never heard of him before, so I don't expect anybody else really to know who it is. But the reason that he was calling it a day is out of concern for the full-on corporatization of film. The fact that you do not have this beautiful ecosystem that has already been created by people like you being funded at the levels it should be funded at. The films that are getting extraordinary amount of funding are like, you know, Marvel. Nothing against Marvel, you know, but it's one after another, and it becomes like this gigantic franchise thing that is a massive conglomerate. Doesn't necessarily make you think outside the box, and they're just one example, you know, where you see the sequel and the next sequel and the one after that, where you have these films that are making it to the forefront, that aren't challenging you, that aren't making you think outside the box, that are just further boxing you into the own bubble that you've already boxed yourself into.
Set up, man. We finna do these young, nice interviews, podcast set up. You know, you see my boy Riley. Yes, tweet up here. You know, people starting to show up. You know, this ain't nothing yet though. This ain't nothing. You feel me? It's more to come, more to come, more to be, more to be, more to see. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mic check. I got you, my boy. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, bet. Yes, sir.
Higher than a bitch, I'm off the oil, they don't get it. Running up my money, I'm getting my money. I'm talking my chicken. Hold up, bitch, be talking that shit, but whole time told that bitch to listen.